Hey, welcome everyone to the Original Sports Podcast with Mark MARADEI and his posse. These are my guys, Coach Kevin Watson. Kevin Watson and I have been together for about 1,000 years coaching some football. And my other guy, Rasheen Hill, the real deal from around the way in Pittsburgh. Coach Watson, what's going on tonight? I see you got some memorable gear on tonight. What do you got going on there?
I do have my gear on, and I first of all, I want to just say thank you for letting me be a little bit part of this thing here and voicing my opinion and getting it off my chest. But yeah, I do have some memorable gear. First of all, shout out Stafford High School, all right, down in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I want to say I can still fit in the shirt. All right.
Wow.
This, as
That's
you see,
impressive.
1986. I'm still in the shirt. All right.
That's impressive.
The reason why I picked this shirt tonight, all right, is because this taught me what a rivalry was. Okay. We talk about Baltimore, we talk about Pittsburgh, we talk about, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. This game right here taught me what that game means to those guys. All right. You can throw everything out of the window. I mean, we knew these guys from elementary school to middle school, and it teaches so much. And I don't think, today, I don't know if everybody gets that, what a rivalry actually is, what it means to the guys that are actually playing the game. But I can tell you right now, I'll never forget this game. I could probably tell you every single play. All right.
Did you play quarterback in that game?
No, I was a freshman in this game right here, 1986. I was a freshman. And
all right,
we won the game, obviously, okay? And it was one of those games that it was played in the rain, the mud, everything, you name it. But you want to talk about people just flat out hitting. That was my introduction to hitting in the game of football. All right. That right there, you weren't making a play. And if you weren't making a play, you were probably getting hit. And
all right,
it was football. And I'm telling you, if you've never played in a game like that, you got to get into it's a rivalry. And anything goes, anybody can win at any point in time. Great game.
One of the interesting things about that, though, I'll let Rasheen comment, but you talk about rivalry. You don't see it as much anymore, especially at the professional level, because money's involved.
Correct.
And like money is driven that. And their relationships are different today because of free agency. You take Mike Hilton over in Cincinnati. That prick has dug a hole with the Steelers. He said some ruthless shit, as Juju's doing now too. So y'all need to pay attention to that. They're going to get their asses handed to them eventually here. But I guess from that perspective, Kevin, you just don't see that nastiness, that bitter rivalry. Yeah. Plus, they've taken hitting out of the game.
Yes.
That's something we're gonna have to discuss going down the line too.
Yeah, and also with that too, it's when you walk off the field, you still have a respect for that guy over there, but at the same time, you go back to the locker room and you say, "I don't like them," I don't like them, and to this day, I don't like North Stafford. I don't.
Yeah. So is that 8-0 or 8-6? I can't see that.
8-6. 8-6.
And did any of the Coghills play in that game?
No, the Coghills played at James Monroe. That was the first game of the season that we played. Now, that was also a rivalry game, but it's not like this one. That was a rivalry game too, though. But that was, let me tell you, that was a game too where you're getting it on. Let me tell you, that was some, big time players. Big time players, man. Yeah.
So what are we talking?
Shout out.
36 years? We're talking 36 years ago that game was, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Think about that. 36 freaking years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what's your memorable gear? You just found it in the garage or it's in your drawer in your room?
I've always had it. Sitting right here in my basement, man. Always. Yep. Always.
Okay. All right. Of course, mine is, PITT Pitt. I started going to the games when I was young. That was my introduction to football. My dad would take me to the games. I was there when Ironhead ran for 250 against Miami in the rain. Vinny was the quarterback, Vinny Testaverde. I was the ball boy. I moved up the ball boy. I was there when we beat Penn State 10-0. Billy Owens picked it off at the 50 ran it back to the end zone, and we all ran and we all piled on. It led me to wanting to go to Pitt, which I did, and I even ended up playing at Pitt. So that's me all day, every day.
I'm a Pitt guy. Most people I grew up with in my hometown were like, Penn State. I'm like, nah, I'm Pitt through and through. You know, it's just I don't root against Penn State because I'm from that, that area, but I don't root
not too
for
far.
What's that?
That's not too far from Vanderbilt, is it? Someone said there's a way to get
it's over 2 hours to Penn State. It's only 45 minutes to Pitt from Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
now
close.
when you I'm not, I didn't obviously live in that area, but how do you guys separate the Penn State versus the Pitt? Is there a dividing line into that, or is it just natural?
That's a good question.
I think maybe
know for me.
I was going to say, I think household.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd say household.
Probably. Because for me, like I said, I was young. I was probably 8, 9. My dad would take me to the games at Pitt Stadium in Oakland. They used to play in campus, and that was what it was. I mean, I knew of Penn State, but I didn't know it was kind of close to us. And they were like, I didn't even know they were the rival, to be honest with you. I thought it was West Virginia. But I think, like Mark said, it's the household. Pitt is more of an urban setting, whereas Penn State is more out in the country setting. So, some people like being in the city, some people don't.
The interesting piece about that, too, is Penn State people kind of held themselves at I don't know. They kind of acted like they were better than now. And I wasn't down with that ever. One of my favorite athletes growing up, I got to meet was Bill Fralick, and he went to Pitt. And I was a kid when like Dorsett played there, and when Marino was there, I can't remember if I was in high school. I might have been a senior in high school. I can't remember, but like dudes that I like either had some familiarity with, ran through them, whatever. And I never really had that at Penn State. There were a couple guys that I played against that went up to Penn State, a dude by the name of Matt Kisner. He played quarterback for Norwin. Right. There were a couple guys, but most good athletes at the time back in the day went to Pitt. They didn't go to Penn State. Paterno went and recruited New Jersey hard. Like a lot of those dudes back in the day were New Jersey guys, so
interesting.
Hey, for me, you guys, I'm surrounded by jagoffs because you know what? I live in Frederick and we got all kind of jagoffs everywhere here. We got them. They root for Dallas. They root for the Washington, whatever they are, Commanders, football team, Redskins, whatever. They root for the Ravens. To me, whatever. I guess, a slice of that is I'm not down with the Dallas thing. I'm just not down with it. Yeah, there ain't no way. No. Dak Prescott's some trash. We're going to get to that here in a minute, but he's trash.
I think all the team sharing stems from, the military being around here and so many bases. Guys come from different parts of the country, and that's their team. And, listen, that's like Steelers. We're everywhere too.
Yeah. So, I was born in Virginia, so.
Yeah. How'd that happen? I'm always interested to hear those stories.
Franco Harris, baby. Franco Harris. I played running back. Franco Harris, I saw him running. I'm like, whoa, that's the dude I want to be right there.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It was a different, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't care about the Cowboys, but they act like they're better than everybody. They ain't, you know what? They ain't that good. They just 27 years since they've been to the NFC Championship. So, I don't really want to have that conversation.
Yeah, I'll be waiting on that conversation. I'm a little bit torn to the right and to the left on that conversation.
So, hey, let's talk. Let's revisit. Let's start with the first game. Let's go KC Jacksonville. What was a game-changing play in that? Because I thought it was pretty tight. I thought it was a pretty tight game for a while.
You say game-changing. I think it was the game changing. I think is when Mahomes came back out in the second half.
Right.
Because if he hadn't come back out, I think Jacksonville would have won that game. I really do. I think even though Henne came in He took them all the way down the field. But you know how it is with a backup quarterback. You got to figure him out for, especially if you haven't prepared for him. But then once you figure him out, you got him. He's a backup for a reason,
Rasheen, if I take Kelsey off the field, from Kansas City, does that change Kansas City completely?
Yeah, because who's going to open up the middle? Yeah, I would say it definitely changes the game. There's no one to open up the middle.
I mean, honestly, he's the guy who catches all the balls. It's not that they don't go to those receivers that much. Juju had like 5 catches for 32 yards. It sounded like he was back.
He had 1 or 2.
Maybe in that game, but it must have been the game before. He had like 5 catches for 32 yards. I was like, damn, this is like Pittsburgh numbers with Ben throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear that. And then they really don't have much of a run game. Like they don't hang their hat on that run game.
Well, I think that's also due to the play calling, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the one dude was actually running the ball pretty well, but then it's almost like they refuse to do it. Just refuse. AKA Buffalo. They refuse to do it for whatever reason. But, it'll cost you.
Okay, so let's jump over to the other AFC game then, since we're right there and we can do our pick on this week. The Cincinnati Buffalo game. Is Cincinnati real or did Buffalo just shit the bed again? Like what do you think? Because I like Burrow. I have a hard time rooting against him. I like the little bit of a chip he has on his shoulder. Okay, I think he carries himself well. He may be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. Mixon runs the ball hard, okay, but
he has a lot around them.
Yeah, I mean,
on offense, he does actually.
I mean, I hate that bad.
I hate to say it, but they have everything they need on offense. To be honest. Now, here's the thing that I was kind of a little bit confused about with Buffalo, and I'm not sure what what was Frazier, the D coordinator, what was he doing? Why are you sitting back and not going after this dude? I tell you what, he will pick you apart.
Yeah.
I'd rather blitz, play man, and let it be versus sit back there and let this dude pick me apart all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was one play where it was like 3rd and 4, and the DB is doing the Dwayne Washington. He's like 8 yards off.
I thought they were playing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I said all Chase got to do is run 3 steps and turn around, and you got the first down. I said, move.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't know what they were doing. I have no clue.
Yeah, but they have a good receiving core. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with their tight end. It'll really bother me if they get a guy like Mayer this year in the draft. That'll really set them apart.
But you know what? But you know what though? They don't run the ball enough.
No,
they don't. They don't run the ball enough. You got your quarterback running the ball, but everybody looks for that after a while. It's the NFL. They figure it out. So
how many times you think we'll see Burrow? Let's just say, how many times you think combined we'll see Burrow and Mahomes sling the ball Sunday?
Oh, you mean combined or just themselves?
Combined. Let's say combined.
Woo! I tell you what.
About 75.
Yeah, that's what I'm 75, 80 times.
I was thinking more like 90 times. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, they're going to sling it. Oh, yeah. Because remember, he can't run now. He's in the pocket. So, he's going to sling it.
Did you guys think that it was funny reading this then on Twitter afterwards? I love reading people's comments because they're so clueless. But did you guys think that the dude from Jacksonville purposefully landed on Mahomes' leg the way he did?
No
way.
No.
Me neither. I'm like, these people saying this obviously have never played football. Think about how fast they're going.
Yeah.
And the end result, like there ain't no time to think about that. Let me go ahead and think about landing on this man's leg right here so I can screw his ankle up.
Yeah, no,
that's a good point, because that's always my thought when we're talking about how good these players are now. Where as now a DB coming down, you're thinking, hey, if I hit this guy, I'm either gonna get fined all my little bit of money I'm getting this week and get suspended. So, I mean, these guys were just running free out there. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. It's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Have you guys heard this? I don't know if you guys have heard this or not, but there's a conspiracy theory out there on Damar Hamlin. Have either of you heard about this?
No.
Yes,
Yeah, have you heard, Rasheen? Yeah. So now they're saying that this guy's in bigger trouble physically than what they're letting on because nobody's seen him. He hasn't done a video thanking people. He hasn't, they saw him get off a golf cart and go up into the box, up into the sky box, but you didn't see his face, right? Then he's up in the sky box and he's cheering. He's still got his hood up, his mask up, and he's inside a warm sky box. Like, why are we not seeing his face is the conspiracy theory behind it. People are trying to say he's actually dead and it's somebody who's being an actor, that the NFL paid off the family. I'm what? You people are just digging for some garbage.
No. You can't even entertain that mess.
I can't believe that somebody would come up with that.
I have lots of friends that know the mom and the dad on Facebook, and they said that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah. So, who said that on Facebook? Your cousin?
No, I have lots of friends on Facebook who know his mom and know his dad over there on the south side of town, and that's just not true.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
You guys need to stop. It's disrespectful.
Who wins Kansas City and Cincinnati?
What can we say?
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh,
here's something to chew on. Cincinnati's 3-0 in Kansas City.
Yeah, oh man. Here's my defining factor for the game: who runs the ball the best? Because both of them can pass the crap out of the ball. Both of them's defense are probably about the same. So to me, the defining factor is going to be who runs the ball the best. That's where I think it's going to come down to, and both of those teams sometimes they forget the run.
That's Cincinnati.
Yeah,
it's going to be Cincinnati. Everyone's going to run it better. It's going to be Cincinnati.
Yeah,
you think that line's that good?
And that's the other question.
Kansas City line is that good. Defensive line is that good. I don't even know who Kansas City. Yeah, I don't think it's that great.
But their defense was ranked in the top all year.
Cincinnati?
No.
Kansas City.
Yeah, their defense was ranked in the top.
Interesting.
But I don't know if they don't have. I don't think they have anybody that can cover Chase. I don't think they got anybody. But
all three.
Yeah, all three.
Chase.
Yeah.
Higgins.
Yeah,
all three. Because Higgins he's not a pushover.
Yeah. So I mean that makes it tough. But at the same time,
right.
And they don't have. To me, I think for KC, they got rid of Hill, but I think Hill did so much. I mean, he opened the field up, and I don't think they have that. I don't think they have it.
No, I think they're going to try to make Sky Moore that guy.
I think the guy who's going to be integral for Kansas City to win is McKissick. I think he's going to be the integral part of that whole equation. He may not run the ball well, but he'll get to the flats, and he's lightning fast. He's going to be tough to. He's going to be tough to hold on to and bring down. I think Mahomes is going to demonstrate his. I think he's going to demonstrate his knowledge more than Burrows will. Remember, this is only Burrows' third year in the league, and this is back-to-back years doing what he's done. Again, I think he's a really, really good quarterback. There's no question about it. But I don't think you'll see Mahomes get outboxed this game. Now, I could be wrong. I will say this too. This is the 5th straight AFC championship for them. Okay. Are we going down the same road that Reed went with Philly then?
Yeah. I see where you're going with that.
Are they going to have to blow this team up sooner rather than later to accomplish what they may want to get? You can only lose so many times with the same team and not get over the hump.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So you guys are riding Cincinnati. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Kansas City. I'm going to think they get it done. Let's take a look at the Philly and the Giants game. Philly dominated, guys. They dominated in every aspect of the game. I heard today Tiki Barber said that I don't know if he was in that locker room interviewing, whatever he was doing. He said that team did not have the makings of a team coming out of the tunnel prepared to play that game.
I don't think it was the makings of being prepared. Philly was just that much better. I mean, remember the Giants are playing with house money all year long.
Yeah.
I mean, should they? Heck, I don't even know if they should have even been in the playoffs. They were playing with house money. I mean, let's just be real. You know?
Yeah.
And that quarterback, he's here 1 week and he's gone 3. So
yeah. Who's you talking about? Hurts?
No. For the Giants, he plays
Daniel Jones.
Daniel
Jones. Yes, I'm sorry.
Now you've seen that
he plays good 1 week.
Oh, I think he's played good all year. I really do. I just think Phillies. I mean, when that front four Phillies decides to play football, they're pretty good.
Do you?
They are.
Do you think they have the most? Do you think they have the best trenches in the game on both sides of the ball? Would you say Philly's the best?
The final 4 that's left.
I would say offense.
Well, no, not even final 4 that's left. Offense definitely, but
yes,
I think their defensive side of the ball too. Though.
The Niners they're not too bad on the front.
The Niners' defensive line is pretty good. They're pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo, yeah.
So
it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
To me, it was kind of interesting. The Dallas, Philly, and the Giants all made the playoffs because I believed in the Giants. I think that Gable did a nice job of getting those guys to buy into
like
him.
You, MARADEI.
Huh?
He looked like you.
I know he does. He's a little chubbier though. Come on, throw me that. He's a little chubbier, but the guy. What's his name? The guy Serafini. Is that the guy in Philly? He was a coach at IUP, right?
Oh, was he?
He was a coach at IUP.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the ways he worked his way through the system.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a coach up at IUP.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gable did a good job though. He's the one who helped Josh Allen stop throwing all the picks and everything. And look at what happened. Look at what happened to Daniel Jones this year under Gable. Look at what happened to Josh Allen under a different QB coach off. I mean, like it's night and day. So it just goes to show you short, fat, bald guys do know football. We don't have to play quarterback, but we understand it.
Oh,
like I always say, it's important to understand that. So Philly, dominated. I don't know if the Giants will be back in the same spot next year. They got a lot of things they got to do. They offered a contract up to Saquon Barkley about $13 million a year, and he said no. He wants 16.
Woo!
Yeah. Yep. He turned.
But he see the thing with him is, I don't know if anybody would. Well, there's somebody that'll pay it, I'm sure. But the problem is, running back, your time it's ticking. It's ticking, and nobody's really going to want to pay that. They're not.
Yeah,
he's 4 years in now. Is he 4 years in?
Yeah,
because he was hurt for a year.
Yeah,
played his rookie year.
Got hurt
lousy last year.
Yeah, got hurt a second year. Played lousy the third year. This is his 4th.
Yeah. And he really, he started out well, but he really dropped off then. Like, he really wasn't. I don't know if they have somebody else to kind of give him a blow that adds a different dimension to that backfield after watching him. They expect so much out of him. But you're right. Someone's going to pay him. I'm not sure who, but somebody's going to pay him,
I'm surprised actually he would. That's a lot of money. I'm surprised he's. I don't know. I get how these guys are though, but I mean, $13 million a year for a running back, that's pretty good.
I'll tell you what. You think he would have learned from watching what Le'Veon Bell did?
Absolutely.
That was the kind of money. Think about this. That was the kind of money Le'Veon Bell was offered how many years ago? He turned it down, and look where he is. Yeah. Now we're just a handful of years later. Same amount of money. He ain't boxing. But say, we're 5-6 years down the road from that, and that's the same amount of money that they're putting on the table for a supposed top flight back. I mean, no, it's not that kind of game today.
Can't do it.
Didn't he get beat up by Adrian Peterson?
He knocked him out.
I don't know who won, but that's who was boxing.
Yeah, Le'Veon knocked him out. Le'Veon knocked him
Oh,
out.
okay.
Okay.
Yep. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Brock Purdy, guys, Mr. Irrelevant. Is he that good?
Yes.
Or is he just part of the system that Shanahan runs?
He's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you know,
I think it's going to catch up.
I've always said quarterbacks have to have it. Whatever it is, they have to have it. And dude has it. Remember now, there was another quarterback that came in and he won how many in a row his first year?
Ben.
Same type of situation.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
He has that it, man.
Look.
First round, second round, third round, it don't matter. If you have it, you have it.
I look to Tom Brady.
So you're going with
Tom Brady, yeah.
6th round, right, Rasheen?
So you're
Tom
going with
Brady?
Frisco?
No. I said he's asked me about Purdy. I was saying.
So wait.
Whoa. I'm out. No, I am going with Philly. I'm gonna put that on record right now. I'm going with Philly. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with Frisco.
And what's Philly going to do to win that game?
What's that? What's that again?
What are they going to do to win the game?
Oh,
what's Philly
Jalen
going to do to win?
He's the difference. Jalen Hurts is the difference. When that quarterback can run like he can run and puts the pressure on that defense to have to stop either the run with the RB or the run with the QB, that takes a whole nother guy out of that secondary. Then it opens up everybody else. Now, Brown can stop crying on the sideline because he didn't get enough balls. So then now he can go play ball. You know, it just puts pressure on you when that quarterback can run. I mean, it is terrible. It's terrible. As a defensive coordinator, I don't want to see that other quarterback running the football. It's a nightmare.
Rasheen, how do you stop Hurts?
Listen, I think they're going to get after him. That front four, along with, they'll probably have someone spying, but I think they're going to get after Hurts. And I do like the Eagles to win, but I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do what he's been doing all year. I don't. I think they're going to get after him. Bosa's going to get after him. Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to tell you who's going to make the difference in that game. Aside from the fact that the San Francisco defense is freaking lights out fast. They are lights out fast. They were lights out fast 3 years ago. They made some adjustments and they continue to be lights out. Fred Warner, he's legit. Mm-hmm. He's legit. I mean, I think that Hurts is going to try and take off and Warner's going to knock the shit out of him. That linebacking duo that they have, I mean, I think those two dudes, they play well. And I'm a big Fred Warner fan. I've watched them play a couple times this year. He's one of those guys who slid by in the Go ahead.
Do you even want Hurt out there running around? That's the other question.
Well, yeah.
I say running around. I even say just moving up in the pocket, sliding to the right, sliding to the left, and being able to keep the play alive. It puts pressure on that secondary.
They do have a two. Miles Sanders had a great year. He never got hurt all year, right? Mm-hmm. He proved he's a number one back. Gainwell's pretty damn good too. You want to go back to the run game. If you're going to gash San Francisco and have control of that game, you're going to have to run it on San Francisco, I think. Now, I don't think Purdy is going to be the guy who comes out and leads you on a game-winning drive like Kenny Pickett does. But we'll go. But I do agree with you, Kevin. He has that it factor. And I know I just threw Pickett out there, but Pickett has that it factor too. If you don't believe in that, like I'm so tired of hearing people say he doesn't. He has the it factor. There's a look about a guy when they get in the damn huddle when it matters the most, and they call the play and they walk up to the line of scrimmage and they don't have that deer in the headlights. No, it's like shit.
Look in the eyes. Yep. They're not shook.
Yeah. And let me tell you something else about Kenny Pickett. If Kenny Pickett can have success under Matt Canada's high school system, maybe junior high school system, if he can have that kind of success, imagine what that guy will do once he really gets a grip of it and changes the plays. Once he got his own RPOs going on.
Grip of it real soon.
Let's get into it.
Well, your pick, both men. You're picking Philly. I'm going the other way. I'm going Kansas City and San Francisco. You guys are going Cincinnati and Philly. So it'll be fun to talk about this here in a couple weeks. Let's talk about Canada. Why in the hell do you bring him back?
I have this. I tell you why. Here, I got it. I do have the answer. All right. The Steelers organization, they're cheap. Okay.
He's got one more year in that contract.
He's got one more year in the contract, and they are not paying anybody to work for free.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They just don't do it. So if you're under contract, you're going to finish the contract, and then they'll fire your ass. But they're not going to do it now.
Yeah.
But they're going to wait.
Yeah.
They just that's just how they do business.
So neither of you thought we got better going down towards the end?
Did we get better?
I do. I think the run game found an identity. I think those guys learned how to work off each other. And I think Najee Harris became healthy. I do think he became healthy. And then when you put Jaylen Warren in there, he went downhill. He added fire. Okay. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, that's why I think, to be honest, I think that's also why we got better, is because of him. That change of pace back. I mean, it made everything a little bit different when he came into the game. He could not only catch the pass, but his explosion into the hole. And he gave that threat that Najee didn't. But then when Najee came in, he just pound you. And then you switch back up. It had, so you're playing this on defense. It's a different style.
Yeah. I really, I'm a homer. You guys, we're all homers for Pittsburgh. Yeah. I get it, but I tell you, if you don't have some belief in that team going into next year, there are a couple of free agent guys away. Maybe one guy in the O line, one guy in the D line, a linebacker who can. And I love the Mark Robinson kid, by the way. I love him. I was listening to these idiots on Pittsburgh Sports Talk today. Why didn't they play more Mark Robinson earlier? Because Mark Robinson wasn't ready to play. Yeah. He was like a 7th round draft pick. He had to learn the damn NFL game. It's not that easy.
No,
it's these guys get on sports talk radio. They don't know a freaking thing about anything, and they just start spitting stupid shit out of their mouths. It's not that easy.
But here's my next question: if he wasn't ready, then and okay, the other guy is there in front of you, whatever. Why don't they give him more playing time? Why don't they do that? I never really understood that. Like, why don't you get a guy in a play here, a play there? The more you get him on a field to get the feel of the game. I know, I don't know. Question. I don't know.
I think to answer that, I think that this is what I think. A lot of times when the Steelers are playing guys a la Bush, a la Edmonds, it's because they picked them in the 1st round. If I got to play the 7th round guy, that makes my scouting team look like they can't do their job, because we picked this guy first, and now the guy from the 7th is taking the 1st spot. That's just what I always think. That's what I think.
I buy that. I do. I think you're right there. I don't think they want to look like, oh, we don't know what we're doing. But right. Think about the Steelers of the 70s, though, guys. They had Bill Nunn recruiting, but they still had guys that were in the 4th, 5th round that were integral guys of the team. It wasn't like always the top guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they don't have a problem doing that with the receivers, because we picked the receivers in the later rounds, and those just wind up balling out.
Yeah.
I mean, so what's the difference to me?
Yeah, I agree.
That's called lightning in a bottle. Let's go.
Let me ask you this, and we'll get into this on another show in a couple months. But do you throw Kenny Pickett a bone? And if Jordan Addison's sitting there at 32, do you take him?
No.
Nope. Oh, he can play a slot.
No.
We need somebody like a T. Higgins, big, tall, athletic.
Oh, that's called George Pickens.
No.
Right.
He's a slot receiver. Whether he wants to think he's not, he's a slot receiver.
Jordan Addison?
No.
Yeah, Deontay.
Okay.
Deontay is the slot. He's a slot.
It's his last year in Pittsburgh next year.
Yeah.
Next year's his last year in Pittsburgh. I don't care how many catches he has. Watson, we talked about this last show. I don't care how many catches Deontay has. George Pickens is going to be the number one guy next year. And Deontay might be number two, but you don't know who they're going to grab along the way to make them number two. I don't know. All the things he does wrong, running backwards with the ball instead of getting first downs. He doesn't have a nose for the end zone. And that's got to be a little concerning too. I mean, that to me is just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Top receivers find a way to get there.
Yeah.
Does he have that extra gear? You got to ask yourself, does Deontay Johnson have that extra gear like AB had when he cut? Because they're the same stature. When AB would catch that little out or whatever, you better look the hell out, because if he got the edge on you, it's all downhill. He's gonna go.
Well, they got those two guys got different mentalities. Right here, a little bit different with him. They're just different. They're not built the same.
Right.
That's real.
AB had that dog mentality.
Yes, he did.
And Deontay, I don't know what his shit is. He should be playing like, XFL or something. I don't know. I just not. Yeah, he got $18 million a year. He ain't worth $18 million.
I
agree.
I'd like to see him score some more touchdowns, obviously, but I don't know what that issue was, because some of that could be just flat out play calling. Not to go back to that again, but so I can't really. It's hard to get a read on the offense. Period. I just don't know how good could they be. How good. I just don't. You don't know, because I think the offense is not reaching expectations.
Were you excited when they start talking about grabbing Leftwich?
Yes.
Why?
Because he would, one, bring something different to the table. Two, he was around Bruce, who obviously had the passing game. He's around Brady, who obviously knows how to win. The mindset of a quarterback, number three, just being a quarterback, playing the position and helping the kid learn and develop. Just all those three things you put in together, I think would help him. Versus somebody that I don't even know, can't even play football.
So let me ask you this, Kevin. Rasheen, show him Leftwich passing the ball. I always loved your imitation of Leftwich passing the ball.
But I will say this though, with Leftwich, did the dude give up?
No, he didn't. I remember them carrying his big ass down the field when he was at Marshall. Hey,
exactly.
Could he be the wild card coach this year? Like Flores actually ended up helping that defense. Could he be the wild card coach that ends up helping that offense get to that next level because all those things you said?
Is he going to work for free?
Well, he ain't going to work for free.
And probably not. Still, man.
He had the 25th ranked offense this year, and the Steelers had the 26th ranked offense.
His team down there in Tampa was probably older than me, you, and Rasheen.
Listen, before we leave Matt Canada, question. I just want to ask you this. Let's just say Matt Canada has 100 plays in his playbook. Do you think he felt comfortable using all 100 with Pickett?
No, he probably. It was quite obvious he didn't. It's quite obvious. And
I think Tomlin went to him and said, refine this game plan each and every week so that this kid doesn't become inundated with all this shit. Boil it down to a certain group of plays, a certain group of formations. Let him get comfortable so he doesn't make mistakes. Let's turn this game over to the defense where we have all the experience coaching and all the experienced players. I think a lot of that came from Tomlin. I'm not privy to that, but I do agree with you there, Rasheen, because he does have an extensive playbook. I'm not saying he's a great offensive coordinator, but you got to, Kevin, you know this after just working with me, and what am I? But you build off of everything you do. And if he didn't let him build shit, they never went down the middle of the field. His deepest ball was the first ball he threw to Chase Claypool, who had it in his hands, and he's so fucking soft that they had to trade him away because he couldn't catch.
Yeah. Well, but my thing wasn't even necessarily that. To me, it was when you call a certain play. Like when you call this play, when you call that play. I don't even think he had that together. To me, that's what bugged me the most. Like when it really showed when we got to the red zone.
Yeah,
dude,
I got you.
Like, what are you doing? Like some of the plays you were calling make no sense for the situation.
Should I send him one of my old play cards? Because I have it broken down by formation. I have it broken down by down and distance. I have it broken down by I got play cards downstairs I used.
And then when he pulled the Sally out, I was really done then.
Oh, I was happy as shit. I was like, yeah, the Sally.
Oh my gosh.
And they ran a waggle a lot too. I was like, yeah, we're going old school here, baby.
I was going to say that. I was going to say what Kevin said. It would be 3rd and 7, and he would run a 4-yard waggle.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
We're not even trying to get the first down. We're just trying to punt, trying to make it 4th and 2.
Like that.
For the punter?
Yeah, if I'm a player and that to me would bug the crap out of me. And now I know why they become frustrated. I'm frustrated. I ain't even on the field. I know those receivers are frustrated. Like you're not even trying right now.
Well, one of the things I'd like to see them do going into next year, and then we're going to move on to the free agents. But one of the things I would really, really like to see them do, guys, I would like to see them not run the ball downhill first down every freaking time they got it. I would, and I'd like to see more play action pass. Okay. I mean, I just put your double tights in there, run play action pass, run your spread, run a draw. Okay, be creative with that stuff. It's okay, it's okay. I watched those games last weekend, and nobody was predictable to the degree that the Steelers offense was. Again, I'm not going to hang that all on Canada. I'm going to say that Tomlin had his hands in the mix there and told him, I don't want this young kid turning this shit over all the time. So keep it bland and basic. Okay. But on the other side of that coin, now this kid has a feel for the game. It slowed down for him at the end of the year. I mean, honestly, that play against the Ravens to win where he threw that dart, that was a dart. We were sitting right there. That was a freaking dart to Najee. And not every quarterback can do that. I'm sorry. That was a hell of a play, and lead them on 2 fourth-quarter drives to win games. I don't care who you're playing. All those guys, 4 fourth-quarter drives. Okay. Every guy out there is getting paid to play professional sports. All right. And when people are like, it's the Jets, it's the Rams. No, dude, they all get paid money to play this fucking game. And they want to stay in there and play the game and earn money. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I think the kid, the Purdy kid, I agree. That's going to be a hell of a battle in the San Francisco camp because you got Trey Lance coming back. They spent a hell of a lot of draft capital to get Trey Lance. What was you going to say, Rasheed?
If Purdy takes them all the way, Purdy's the starter.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the starter now for me.
Yeah.
He's taking him to the NFC Championship.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for next year it would be hard to replace him.
So now what do? You got Garoppolo, you got Trey Lance, and then you got a kid who's led them to the NFC Championship, potentially the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I trade Lance, keep Garoppolo.
That's a lot of money to keep.
Well, Garoppolo's been hurt. I mean, how much money is he
he gets 20-some million bucks.
Yeah. I guess
it's a last year on a deal, but his deal is
but Purdy's pretty much free.
Yeah,
he's free. He might be making 100,000 if he's lucky. You know,
you're right. You're right. But I'll bet you he wins. I bet you he gets to the Super Bowl, and his agent's gonna be like, "Hey, we need to
look at this a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Or he's gonna play out his rookie contract, and he'll go get money somewhere else.
Yeah,
he's fun to watch. I liked watching him. Post game, he's a little kid, man. He's a kid. He's like 22-year-old kid. Think about 22-year-old kids. I mean, it's fun to watch that kid. I really do. I enjoy him. I enjoy watching Pickett. I actually enjoy Jalen Hurts. I do. I enjoy him. I enjoy Burrow. I love the new wave of quarterback coming through. I really do.
I will say this though: the AFC as far as QBs, is loaded.
Yeah, it's superior.
You got to be on your game offensively, defensively, and special teams in order to make it to the Super Bowl.
Real quick, before we move to the next topic, do you think they're giving Josh Allen too much kudos?
I think he shot his load by midseason. I think that team shot their load by midseason.
Well, I think too, believe it or not, the DN that went down got hurt.
Von Miller.
I think that when he goes down, that team, you could just see it, especially defensively, they were not the same.
Deflated.
Yeah, not
deflated. Yeah, and he's older now.
He is, but
he's going to come back. Yeah,
but
I mean, like, you're not going to get 50 snaps out of him a game now. You're going to get 30 snaps out of him a game. You're going to get 25. It's easier to prepare for a guy like that. I'm going to run the ball at that guy if he's on the field, by the way. So he has to take a beating.
And he's putting on the rush.
Yeah.
That like this push it, like I tell you, okay, put him on the field versus Cincinnati over the, this week here. Put him on that field, and I bet you it's a different game. Because now you can rush probably his 4 that he was doing and get to the quarterback. Because on Saturday, or whatever day, he was rushing his 4. He couldn't get to him. But you put Von Miller on there, I bet he gets to him.
Do you get rid of Stephon Diggs? Do you get rid of Diggs?
For what?
Disappears in the big games.
He came back. He came back. He went back to the locker room.
Yeah, I know, but he disappears in the big games. Where was he in that game?
Shoot.
Well, his attitude stinks.
I mean, everybody disappeared for Buffalo. Yeah, that wasn't on him. Everybody disappeared. I mean,
if they play that game, let's say they play that game 5 times, does Cincinnati win all 5 times?
3 out of 3.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how they took him out of the game too. I always wonder how that happens.
Well, yeah.
Safety over top.
You could do that because how many receivers does Buffalo really have?
3
that you worry about.
We know.
Well, I'm worried about Diggs. I'm worried about Gabriel. What's his name?
He catches a deep ball. That's all he does.
Well, he takes the top off the ball and he catches it.
Hold on. Hold on. Kevin just said, how many are you worried about? And you said Gabriel, what his name is. Listen, if you don't know his name, you ain't worried about
it. Okay. You got me. We
ain't worried about it.
You're right. You're right. Beasley.
Yeah. Who?
Beasley underneath.
Beasley did he play?
He had all their big catches.
Oh.
He did.
He had all their big catches.
He must be,
Shakir
5-yard route. See, I wasn't paying attention to that. My friend.
Yeah, he had all their big catches. Beasley did.
Yeah.
Yep. No question about it.
There's one guy.
I think they're a running back away from being a legit team.
They are, or deciding to run the ball.
How about Saquon?
And that's where Saquon can go.
Ooh.
Would Saquon take $13 million to go to Buffalo, or $10 million to go to Buffalo?
I don't know. Depends on where his ego's at.
I mean, like that's going to be real interesting.
Yeah.
And I do think the other thing, and we got to move on, but the other thing I think you're going to see San Diego get back into the mix next year. I really believe that Herbert is just too good to not. I don't know. That's my feelings. I think
snake bitten.
Yeah.
You remember now? I know you, and I know both of you. You saw the Dan Fouts era, and how those guys were that good, and how did they not win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah.
They never won.
Loaded.
Ooh,
they were loaded.
Man, I got one name for you. Alfred Papunu. I was at that fucking game in that end zone. He did that right in front of my face. I was so mad.
That's why you should always take a roll of pennies.
Right in front of me. I was like, damn. Really?
Like they were so good. They were so.
I mean, you know the receivers they had. Can we run on that road?
Oh, they had
Charlie Turner, Wes Chandler, John Jefferson, Kellen Winslow.
Yes.
They had the running back. They had Muncie,
and
Brooks.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you not win with that?
Defense. They had no defense. They had no defense.
Yeah,
that team had no. Can you name a defender on that team? Junior Seau a little bit later, but can you name any defenders on that team? No, you can't. But this team you can. Derwin James is legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he is legit.
He is legit.
All right, let's take a look at Steelers free agents. I want to kick or keep.
Oh, God.
I want to kick or keep.
Yes.
All right, you ready? Larry Ogunjobi.
Keep at a reduced rate.
He's making.
You're gonna hear this a lot from me. By the way, you're gonna hear that a lot from me.
Okay. Okay. Kevin.
Oh, I gotta keep.
I'm gonna keep him too, unless I can find something a little bit better, a little bit younger, and a little bit hungrier in free agency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
there, my
man.
man. He did his over. Devin Bush.
Go ahead, Watts.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got a feeling. Well, this one's going to take care of itself. I don't think he wants to come back.
No,
so I'll say he gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't want to come back. Yeah, he doesn't want to.
He wants nothing to do with Pittsburgh.
No.
You know what? I almost question if he even really wants to play football. He reminds me of Rashard Mendenhall. That's who he reminds me of. His whole demeanor, his approach, all that shit. He reminds me of
backwards in a hole, baby.
I just, I mean, like, I didn't like Mendenhall because he was a little freaky D, and this dude's a little freaky D too. Yeah. All right, next guy, Cam Sutton.
If I can keep him, I'm trying to keep him.
Keep Cam with a raise. Keep him with a raise
if I can.
He's got to get 3 years, 24 at least.
I know.
3 years because he's at 5.2. He's got to get it. He has to. You don't have enough. He's your top corner, and I mean he's above average. He's not great, but he's above average, and you can't let him walk away. You
can't. But it's. I think it's going to be tough.
Here's one. You guys will love this one. Derek Watt.
Oh, I'm keeping him all day, baby. Derek Watt. Keeping him all day. Huh?
Man, listen, I got Watt at a way lower rate, or he can walk.
I will say this much. Here's the only thing I'll say about Watt this year. He had 2 touchdowns and Deontay had none.
There you go. 2 touchdowns, special teams captain.
And he got more carries and more catches this year than any year. He became more of an integral. I'll look at that guy. I'll look at the guy from.
Getting a lower rate.
Listen, I don't think he needs a bump, but if I can stick with the same salary, I might do that. I'm not giving him a bump.
No, I would definitely not give him a bump. I'm not doing that.
3 years, 4 point.
He been overpaid already, y'all.
Huh?
Next.
3 years, $4 million.
He's already overpaid.
Special teams captain, though.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to come back.
That means the team. A team looks up to him.
Next,
it's going to be interesting. Mason walks. Mason's the next one. He walks.
Wait. And he should. He should.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Rudolph. Rudolph was the only quarterback that would throw it deep consistently. Do y'all agree with that?
They might not have caught it, but he'd throw it deep consistently.
He would throw it, because that's what he did at Oklahoma State. Yeah. Oh, he would throw it. He would throw it. But he should walk, and I hope he does, just so he can get an opportunity somewhere.
If I let Mason walk, I got a proposition for you guys.
Trubisky's back. He's back.
How about this though? How about this? How about if I let Mason walk and I either cut or trade Trubisky and I sign Josh Dobbs as number 2 and bring in another guy at number 3, draft a guy late?
Nope. I'm still going to draft a guy late because I need another quarterback. But I'm not. I'm going to keep Trubisky because as a backup quarterback, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. It is what it is. It's a backup quarterback. He already knows the system.
Makes $8 million, Kevin. Makes $8.5 million.
Yeah, but and then if you cut him, you got to look at the dead money that you're going to wind up paying on this dude. You don't want. They're not going to do that. He's going to be with us. They're not doing that. It's too much dead money.
Right.
Tyson Alualu, done. Right? Can we all agree on that?
I think he'll retire.
Yeah.
I think he'll retire.
Yeah.
Chris Wormley.
I'm done.
Rasheen?
He can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He can't.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially if you draft a D lineman, because now you'll have Leal and the kid you got last year. Yeah. I mean, like, you're gonna have your guys. Yeah. Miles Boykin, you bring him back?
I think he was main special teams dude anyhow. Really,
he made 2.54 last year.
That doesn't cost you a lot.
New Darius Hayward Bay.
Yeah,
he's a new Darius Hayward Bay.
Yeah. Plus, he can go out there and run a deep ball.
Yeah,
and
it's almost it's like and heck, if you get rid of Adante after next year, he might bump into that number 3.
Yeah.
Be real,
Marcus Allen.
We got a lot of more names. We got a lot of more names here.
Rasheen, Marcus Allen.
Let him go. Cut him. He don't do anything but that dumb dance.
I'm cutting. Dance. Not only that, but that shit he pulled on the sidelines and Tomlin covered it up. I'm cutting bait with that dude.
Yeah, there's something wrong with him, I think. He has an IAP. What was that? Like, special teams.
They say they love him. They say they love him in the locker room, though. They say he's one of the guys.
He makes a stupid video. Yes, I'm sure they do.
Keeps it good.
Record this.
Yeah.
Rasheen, what are you doing
Next?
With him? Okay. Watson, what are you doing with him?
If let's put it this way, if he's available and I need him, then I bring him back. If I don't need him, I let him go.
All right.
It depends on what I draft.
Bobby Spillane.
Right.
Yes, you bring him back.
Yes. With a bump.
We got to give him a bump in salary too, though.
Yeah. You
got to give him more than a 1-year deal, though. You can't. You got to treat him right. He has done you right for the last couple of years. His salary last year is 2.4.
Yeah.
He played much bigger than Miles Jack and Devin Bush put together.
I don't know about Miles Jack, but he played better than the others. I don't know about Miles Jack now. Miles Jack, I don't know. I'm not gonna go that far.
Miles Jack led the team in tackles, but Miles Jack he again another guy that disappeared.
He got hurt.
He
got hurt. Yeah. He got hurt.
He makes $12 million. He better not fucking get hurt.
Reduced rate.
All right, here we go. Malik Reed, $1.5 million, keeper cut.
See ya.
All right. This dude that we traded for that I don't know if he ever saw the field, Jesse Davis from Tampa. He's like 100 years old.
See ya.
But, here's a big one, guys. Terrell Edmonds.
Oh, God.
This is a big one.
You want to go, Watson, or you want me to go first?
You can go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, my man Edmonds. Listen, I said you keep Edmonds because he's not killing us. He's not hurting us. I mean, he ain't doing nothing back there, but he's not killing us. He's not.
He's not.
You know what he made last year? You know what he made? Listen, he made 1.1 last year.
Give it to him again.
He made 1.1.
5 years, 1.1.
Nobody else wanted him. So that should say something too. So you go back. Let's say you go back out there this year. Who wants you?
Yeah, he's a system guy.
Yes,
he's a system guy. He really is. You heard Worley. You heard Worley last time we talked. Worley talked about how many guys are system guys and how they don't leave Pittsburgh and find success. Exactly. He told us that flat out.
Yeah,
he told us that flat out.
He could go somewhere else, and they could ask him to do something completely different. He gonna sting up. He gonna
Benny Snell.
See ya.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy's ultra. Listen, this guy's really important to this team, especially the offense and the growth. Zach Gentry.
He got hurt towards the end of the year, right? Or no? Did he get hurt?
Freiermuth did.
Freiermuth. Okay.
Wait. Who'd you say?
Zach Gentry, tight end.
They'll bring him back.
Yeah, we're going
They'll bring him back.
We're going to have to bring a tight end in, though.
They're going to have to give him some money. He was making He was making $1 million, and you know what? Quite frankly, he played really freaking good as a number 2 tight end. Yeah. He had some big catches. He's a better blocker. You know what? He's a better blocker than Freiermuth.
Oh yeah. Well,
You know,
I will say though, depending on that development of the Hayward's brother there, it might make things a little difficult.
I'll tell you how it's going to make things juicy. It's going to make things juicy with Derek Watt.
No, Derek Watt's on.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what
should make things juicy, because Hayward's brother's not big, but he can stick his nose in there and move people out of the way. He can catch the ball and he can run. To be honest with you, he proved that. So it's going to be interesting. Y'all don't even know who this guy is. This is another one of those linemen we traded for, Trent Scott. He's under $1 million, 800,000 cut. See ya. Here's another guy. Look, these last 2 guys, especially this first guy, DeMonte Casey. Yeah. I want him back on the squad.
KZ, baby.
Yeah.
I want him back on the squad.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. He made 700,000 last year. Essentially,
he'll make about the same. He'll make about the same.
I want him back on the squad. I might even consider taking him over $1 million.
Yeah.
I think he's important to that secondary.
I agree.
I think you can run 3 safeties with him out there. I think Terrell Edmonds can come down in the box if need be and carry somebody. And Casey, I'm comfortable with him back. And I'll tell you one other thing. Casey gonna fucking smack you in the face. He gonna let you know he's out there. He is. I like that about that dude. Like, and then Carl Joseph, who really, he was a special teams guy. He made 400,000. He's gone.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so we got some big time restricted free agents.
What about Witherspoon?
Who?
Oh, okay.
Big time restricted. James Pierre. Did he develop enough to keep him around for another year? Because he's restricted.
You bring him in, but there's nothing guaranteed. You bring him back. You try to bring him back into camp, obviously, because our secondary situation is not very good right now. So you're gonna need the bodies.
Here's another guy who really proved himself playing for Pittsburgh, and that was Steven Sims.
Yeah,
I like him. I like him out of the slot. I do. I think he needs more reps out of the slot. Decent special teams guy. You know, I know Olszewski's not up. I know he signed a 2-year deal, but I cut him.
Oh, I cut him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
but they kept him.
Yeah, that game he cost us when he took the ball off the face mask. Yeah. He's lucky I didn't jump through the TV and strangle the shit out of him.
Yeah,
like that was the beginning of the end with like that little run against bad teams.
Yeah, he did that against New England too.
Yeah, and then we lost to the Jets, and then he started that crap. Yeah. Let me see, who do I got here? Tay Crowder. That was a guy we signed at the end of the year. He was an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Signed him for 800,000, almost 900,000. Do we entertain him again?
Yeah, you bring him in. You try to bring him back. You need numbers. You need bodies. There's no guaranteed contract, but you need bodies.
How about Hassenauer?
Yes.
Okay. And here's one that got hurt and got very little time, but he backed up Derrick Henry in Tennessee, Jeremy McNichols.
I didn't see enough. I don't know.
I know, but if he backed up Derrick Henry 2 years ago, and he did well for Derrick Henry, that's why they brought him in. And then he got nicked up pretty quick. Do you give him another shot as a restricted free agent? I mean, he only made 400,000.
Well, you're gonna let Benny go. So if you let Benny go, then
you need competition.
You got to bring folks back. Yeah,
somebody for that third or fourth back. Yeah, I agree. All right, 2 exclusive rights guys, and they really don't mean a damn thing. Jameer Jones, the outside linebacker, and Christian Kuntz, who's the long snapper. We're bringing him back, right?
Well, yeah, you got to bring your long snapper back.
Yeah.
Right? You got to bring him back.
And I bring Jameer Jones back. Go ahead, Rasheen.
Yeah, because we don't have but 4 outside linebackers.
There's a name that we didn't mention, Weatherspoon. Are we cutting?
That's because he's got another year on contract.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal. They signed a bunch of dudes last year to 2-year deals. Olszewski, Trubisky, Witherspoon. They signed a bunch of guys to 2-year deals.
One guy we didn't mention, though, was the guy we got from the Commanders.
Jackson Williams. Okay, so on the street, they're saying the Steelers are going to cut him. They have no intention of signing him.
Okay.
They have no intention of letting him play for them at $12 million. That's on the street. Apparently, if they move on from Trubisky, William Jackson, and Olszewski, and there's one other person I can't think off the top of my head. Oh, Miles Jack. If they move on from those guys, they free up, even though there's dead money, they still free up over $25 million going into next year.
They're not going to move on from Miles Jack, I don't think.
I want to move on from Miles Jack, but they might not want to.
I don't think you can because you're already going to lose 1. You can't lose 2.
Can you lose them if you sign Tremaine Edmonds?
Yes, but are you going to?
We got to think about that.
You think Buffalo's going to let him go?
Buffalo's going to be cap strapped.
Yeah,
they got money going. They got money.
Okay. Yeah, now, if you get into that situation, hell yeah, I'm all on board for that. But I don't know. I don't know. Then I didn't even make a trade. I tell you what, I'll give you our Edmonds for your Edmonds.
Okay.
No, I was going to bring Farrell in to play tight end.
He's number 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Farrell
Edmonds.
All 3 of them, baby.
Yeah.
He was legit. Didn't he have some little dance when he was down in Miami? He did a little something down there. I remember that. Farrell Edmonds.
You know all the dances, man.
Well, we'll see. Like by the time we talk again in a couple of weeks, I'm sure there'll be some movement on the front with somebody. Yeah. There's got to be. I don't know if Omar Khan's going to sit on his hands and just wait the way what's his name did. I don't know if he's going to be that kind of guy. He seems more intuitive. I could see him signing Sutton. I could see him putting a deal on the table for Alex Smith, somewhere like 5 years, $50 million, something like that. I could see him reworking Cam Hayward. I could see him reworking TJ Watt. You got to win now while you got Pickett on a rookie contract. Yeah. Let's face it. You got to do that. It's no question. If he's your franchise quarterback, he's going to get paid like a franchise quarterback in 3 years down the road. So you got to do it now. I don't know. I guess from that perspective, going into the offseason, there's a whole lot of hell to break loose in Pittsburgh. The next time we get together in a couple of weeks from now, we're going to talk about basically what happened in the Super Bowl, your impressions of the Pro Bowl, because the Pro Bowl is going to be quite different this year.
I like it. It.
We'll talk about any significant moves that have been made throughout the league as well as with the Steelers. And I think we'll do a position breakdown and rank the Steelers' positions on the next show, 1 through 4 in the AFC North. I'll be curious to see if Lamar Jackson is still on the Ravens' radar by then. I think a couple of weeks from now, he got all his rankings. You're ready to go. We got into long conversations, and it's okay. I don't want to take up a couple of hours of anybody's time, but I think that I really want to do that, though. I really want to take a look at how we stand. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we went through free agency here, though. I think that was important. I think it was important to talk about Canada. Don't forget to wear your memorable gear next time. Let's see what you got for next time. And guys, it was awesome. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I look forward to talking to you all again. It's just a lot of fun to me to sit here and talk sports with you guys. The only other guy talking with is Vincent. That kid is something else. I might put his ass on this show because he knows a lot. He knows a lot. That little boy knows a lot. He's listening to me. He listens to me, and he sounds like a parrot because he spits it right back out at me. All right, y'all have a good night. Good talking.
All right. Have a good one.
Peace.